Joining me live now is soldier on Ambassador Ben Farinazzo. Thanks very much for your time. We know a lot of Australians have done it tough during the pandemic, but such an important thing for that person-to-person contact. How are a lot of veterans faring at the moment?
Look, I think it's just tremendous that so many veterans can get outside and take part in these ceremonies around the country. It's been wonderful to see a lot of my mates appear on the different shows this morning and on social media, standing together with other friends and shining a light back on other veterans and those that have served and fought for our country. It's terrific.
The big development in recent months has been what's happened in Afghanistan, the Taliban takeover, and just, well, the nature of it, how quick it was, the concern for women and children, their future in the country. How has it been? Is it a struggle for veterans that have served in Afghanistan to find meaning now in what they've done?
Look, I think our veteran community has been smashed by a lot of different issues over the last 12 to 24 months. And the withdrawal from Afghanistan being one of them. That coupled with the lockdown has made it a very challenging period for those that are isolated and are used to getting out and doing activities with their friends. So for the lockdown to lift and to people to get back out into the community now, I think is wonderful, and allows them the opportunity to then speak about those sort of challenges that are affecting them. And whilst they might be in an informal way with their mates, it's also important for them then to move forward and take more sort of practical or medical measures around that in terms of speaking to a lifeline, their doctor or a psychologist, psychiatrist.
Yeah, important to note all the various help that's available. We'll put that up on our screen, I'm sure, as well, to let any of our viewers know. When you're having these conversations, I'm interested around Afghanistan. So the issue we've spoken about a lot has been obviously the withdrawal and the Taliban takeover. There's the allegations of war crimes against Australian soldiers as well. What do those conversations go like when you've spoken to some Afghanistan veterans? What are their feelings about their service?
Yeah. A range of mixed responses from my mates around the country. What I've found though, if people are already struggling, then this just adds fuel to the fire. And if they're in a position where it's difficult for them to reach out and connect with others and connect with medical professionals, then it's really hard for them to then explore ways on breaking that down and overcoming it. So it's good to see now that people are able to get out there and get access to services and speak to their mates. But it's definitely been confronting, I think, in broad terms for our veteran community.
Does that also manifest itself? You say, it's better that people can get out and talk to people, particularly to professionals about it. But when it might come up in ordinary conversation that when Afghanistan is mentioned now, if they say, oh, I served in Afghanistan, that someone from the public might say, oh, gee, the Taliban have now taken over again, how do you feel? Or gee, what did Australians get up to? That it makes it what might have previously been a point of pride publicly is something they don't want to mention.
Look, again, I think the response that I get is a very broad response. And it often depends on where the individual is at that time in terms of their mental health. I've also found that the conversation might have slightly changed as well following the immediate withdrawal of forces from Afghanistan through to recent days.